So if you had $1 for every time you checked your phone today, how much money would you have lost? And how importantly, would anything you saw be worth the price you paid? So I've thought about how we spend 45 minutes just scrolling aimlessly through people's videos of people we don't actually even know, we don't care about, and end up feel like we've run a marathon at the end of it, even though we've sat still for the whole time. Sometimes we feel like our brain is fried. Sometimes we feel like we're weak. Sometimes we feel like we're lazy. But I'm wondering if we're just being harvested by the algorithm, whether we're in an attention economy where our focus is the most expensive crop on the earth. So I ask for you, Will, is my phone draining my energy? I want to know, is my phone draining my energy?
Yes. I think, like phones, we have batteries. And our battery is depleted by doing things that are unfulfilling. And the thing is, if you deplete your body of your battery, you're probably also depleting it of dopamine, which means that you don't have anything to give you like a little boost and positive affirmation that you're doing something correct.
So does it drain us physically or mentally?
Mentally. Physically, you can still feel twitchy.
I wonder if it can drain you physically, but let's look at mentally. Let's look at mentally then. So why does it mentally drain our energy?
The last 15 years, top scientists have been working on developing the algorithms to keep your attention. These are people that would have been putting rockets on Mars. Like, you can't compete against that with your little simple brain. Like, we're looking at algorithms that are very, very carefully tailored to show you exactly what you need to see in that moment and give you the sense of suspense on what the next video is that you're going to watch.
So what is it they want from us watching? Is it our attention?
Attention's worth money. Like, people pay millions and millions of pounds a year in advertising.
So why do people want our attention?
So they can sell us stuff, so they can make money. The more eyes YouTube has on it, the more money YouTube makes. If TikTok takes some of those eyes, TikTok makes more money.
So the engagement that we're providing is the product that we're selling to advertisers. So that's why it feels like we're being harvested. So the game is how long can they keep us on the platform?
Yeah, that's why a huge part of the YouTube algorithm now is the session time. If people watch your video and then leave, and they'd usually, say our podcasts are an hour long, an hour and 10 minutes long. If somebody's usual session time is an hour and they've watched us for an hour and 10 minutes, we've increased their session time, despite whether they go on to another video or not. If they watch our video for an hour and 10 and then leave the platform when their usual session time is 2.5 hours, we've had a net negative on the platform.
Okay. So social media has been designed to try and keep our attention.
Yeah.
So they can sell that attention to themselves, or is it to outside?
Both. YouTube have got it fixed. They make money on the advertisers paying in between every piece of content. They make money from the creators from getting eyes on their own content. And yeah, they make money from the sale of products that you buy off the YouTube link from. It's crazy. They make so much money.
So we're in an attention economy where the attention that we provide is the currency. So the drain is caused from the cognitive overload?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, if you took a drug that was like, okay, over 6 hours, 6 random hours throughout the day, I'm going to take a drug that essentially fully depletes my dopamine. That drug is probably called heroin or something like that if you were to take it as an actual drug. But we do exactly the same thing by just looking at our phones, and it's just a very mild release every time. But if you're sat there scrolling for 4 hours in one block, you're going to have no dopamine left to face the day.
Do you know why it hijacks dopamine?
I guess it's satisfying, it's stimulating.
I suppose it's the act of scrolling, isn't it? It's the anticipation.
It's the idea of the
next
jackpot.
video. Yeah, the next video is going to be better than the next. It's the idea of fueling the addiction as well, with the scrolling and the likes and the comments and the engagement. Yeah, it's difficult, isn't it? Because social media is trying to keep our attention, but it's coming at the cost of our dopamine. So the dopamine is draining us. So we come off a scrolling session, a scroll hole. We come out of the pit of scroll.
Scroll.
And we just feel depleted. We feel exhausted. It's draining our energy, isn't it? Like, just studies have shown that just having your smartphone even nearby, even turned down, turn off, face down, turned off, or in a bag reduces your available cognitive capacity, focus, and memory. Your brain spends energy suppressing the urge to check it.
That's wild.
How crazy is that? That even just having it on the phone, in your pocket, turned off, in your bag, our brain is expending energy just to not check it. Because we've created an environment where we are designed to check it. We need to check it. We need to be informed of what's going on. We need to see the latest post, the latest news. I need to post this current thing that's happening in my moment right now. Crazy. So it drains you mentally. Okay. Do you think it gives decision fatigue? Because if you've got notifications pinging up constantly, and people have on average, I think it's 1,500 pickups a week, like of their phone. It's the minor decision making, isn't it? Like, it's minor decisions, isn't it? Mark Zuckerberg decides what he's wearing, like with the same palette of clothes, because then it's minor decisions he doesn't have to worry about making.
Yeah.
And if we're constantly thinking about picking up our phone 1,500 times a week, it's minor decision making, isn't it?
Yeah. All successful people have done that. Alex Hormozy wears the same stuff every day. Steve Jobs wore the same turtleneck every day. Bill Gates always wears a shirt. Warren Buffett always wears a suit. It's just easier. So I've done a similar thing by just whatever's clean. Done. There's no fashion involved.
Yes, I've seen yours. So draining your energy, but I suppose, so there's mental drain, there's emotional drain, which is tied into psychological drain. And then there's probably physical in there as well. But like you said, there's the dopamine as well. Like, so the apps are designed to trigger those dopamine hits. When that immediate gratification fades, you're often leading to feeling empty, anxious, or drained, depleted. Because your body is providing a chemical that should only really have been produced to reward you for doing something good. So if it's been hijacked, if your dopamine system has been hijacked for the last half an hour, 20 minutes, an hour, you're going to feel drained.
Yeah. Well, it's exhausting, isn't it? It's like, where else in normal life would you get a dopamine hit? You get it from eating something satisfactory. You get it from having quality conversations with somebody else. You get it from
completing a task,
getting a reward for something, winning a race, taking your dog out for a walk, seeing the sunrise, seeing the sunset, getting a promotion at work, like actually doing something productive. And it's exhausting because usually to get a dopamine hit, there's been a lot of upfront cost to get it. Whereas now that upfront cost is swiping your thumb.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Have you seen the videos where they're like, swipe your thumb to the beat and it's boom, 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 boom. And then it does like throw some cats around and stuff. It's like a dance. It's like, wow, like, am I really that easy to please? Is it really that easy to trigger dopamine in my brain now? But it's the overstimulation as well, isn't it? It's the endless stream of information. It's a different array of apps on my phone. It keeps our brain in a high alert state, doesn't it? It's going to trigger your like cortisol, so your stress hormone. It's going to lead you to burnout because you're constantly there. You're stimulated all the time.
Yeah. You don't want to ever leave your phone.
No, we don't. Do you, when you go out for dinner, do you put your phone on the table, in your pocket?
It's usually not on the table, which either means it's in my pocket or my car.
Me neither. I normally keep it in my pocket, but now after like doing the research for this episode and finding out, one, that we pick up our phone 1,500 times a week on average, and that even having it nearby, your brain suppresses the urge to check it. I might start just leaving it in my car. Take my wallet so I don't have to use Apple Pay. Just leave my phone away from me. Yes, I can use my watch, but I haven't set that up yet.
Have you not?
No.
It's dangerous. You spend so much money.
This is the thing, is I want to try and limit some sort of ease to just spend money.
Yeah.
It's bad enough on here. You can just go, oh, look at that. Oh, thumbprint done.
Yeah.
Crazy. Yeah, so that's really interesting. But physical drain, I do think there's something to be said about your phone draining your physical energy as well. So we've touched on this as well on other episodes, but blue light. So obviously blue light is emitted by screens, which mimic daylight, so suppress melatonin, the hormone needed for sleep. So if you are scrolling on your phone, if you're looking at your phone, even just replying to emails, checking your calendar, the weather app, even things that seem productive, near as you should be winding down to bed, you're getting that disruption for your sleep.
Yeah. Which then impacts your next day. And then you're going to want a boost because you're feeling depleted. So then you go to your phone and then you're depleted further. Mm-hmm. And then you're like, oh, I'm feeling a bit all over the place today. I don't really know why. Or let me just check my calendar as I go to sleep. And then the cycle starts again and again. And again.
How many people sit in a scroll session and go, oh, wow, that was a long one. I feel tired. Oh, just get your phone back out and start doing it again because you think that's the way to fix it.
Yeah.
I just want to relax. Brother, you were just doing that for 20 minutes. And this is that. Okay. I think as well, there's eye strain that comes with looking at screens. It's minimal, but it can be maximal for a lot of people.
Well, that's why everyone is going, long-sighted, short-sighted, can't see long distances, because everyone's eyes are always focused here. Whether it's your desk screen, like computer screen, or if it's your phone, it's always there. So everyone's eyes are really good here, but really bad at seeing things far away, because you're used, like, traditionally you would be looking at the horizon more. Like, you'd be looking, oh, what's over there? You know, you're interested, you're on a walk. What's that?
Look, a sunset.
Yeah, literally. Now it's, I want to see a sunset. Google best sunsets.
Yeah. Physically draining as well. I think you mentioned it because if we're always looking at the screen, we likely have poor posture.
Yeah, there's that as well.
You know, so you might wake up next day and be like, oof, just tweak my neck somehow. I didn't do anything. You sat like this for the last 2 hours of your day. Yeah, so is your phone draining your energy? Categorically, yes.
Yep.
Mental, physical, emotional, psychological, spiritually, it's draining you.
Yeah. It's also subtracting from your relationships.
Ooh, I like that.
Not only because you're not spending time building relationships with people in real life if you're on your phone, but also what you're consuming can influence you still. It's not an innocent thing. Oh, I'm just getting a dopamine hit, It's like, what are you actually watching? Why is it giving you a dopamine hit? Is it you're watching because something is interesting, because it's on the periphery of what is acceptable in life? For example, hearing a story about how a guy has cheated on a girl or whatever, suddenly you're going to be paranoid about, oh, my other half's cheating on me. And then that's going to show itself in your relationships.
And probably, again, in your algorithm and in your feed.
Yeah, it's going to be reinforced, exactly.
Yeah, no, I like that. That's very true. I think there's a lot of couples that spend time with each other but never present with each other. They're with each other, but they're both sitting on their phone 2 meters away from each other. Crazy.
Won't talk to each other, but will send each other a post.
That would be a giant red flag. If they messaged me from the other room, I'd be like...
No, even if they sat next to me.
I couldn't do that.
I mean, them.
I couldn't do that.
Yeah, it's bad.
Yeah, when I was looking into this topic, I was blown away by the 1,500 on average pickups a week.
What's that a day? 1,500 divided by 7.
Can you do that in your head?
200-ish, just over 200.
214.
Yeah.
I couldn't do it in my head. So that's why I didn't. And yeah, the fact that if your phone is face down in a bag in your pocket, your brain is still suppressing energy to check your phone.
Yeah. Well, even if you leave it at home when you're out and about, you're going to be thinking, oh, I don't have my phone on me. I don't have my phone on me. You've got to train yourself out of it.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it's happened the other day. I was visiting my mum and she went out for a walk. She left the phone at home. And my immediate response was, oh my God, she's left her phone. I was like, actually, that's incredible. Well done. Yeah. I mean, I was worried in case anything went wrong. I was like, oh my God, like, if something goes wrong. And I was like, she's walking around the block in a very, like, safe neighborhood.
If she's not here in half an hour, there's a problem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so if we're talking about our phone and we're being harvested, you know, our attention is the currency. It's the price we're paying. Why does scrolling make us feel worse, not better? Because there's likely a lot of people that will end their day with scrolling, end their day with a constant stream of information on social media, whether that's TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, whatever it might be. They probably assume that it's making them feel better. It's detaching them from reality. It's giving them headspace. Why does scrolling make people feel worse, not better?
I think it's all tied in with, traditionally, if you were to get a dopamine hit, it would be because you had some upfront cost, and that was like your body's reward for you sticking with it and achieving something. If you get dopamine without having to do anything up front, it tricks your body into thinking you've just done something really difficult. And then as soon as you come out of it and you turn your phone off and you face it down, you're like, whoa. There's no sense of, I've achieved something there, I'm proud of myself. It's like, oh my God, is that the time? So
it's like a warped sense of reality, distorted sense of reality, because if you've just spent however long engaged in swiping, getting your dopamine receptors firing, when you come out of that, you're going to be heightened. Your emotions are going to be elevated. But they're not going to be elevated for any real reason in physicality. Just this imagined world.
Yeah. Try and find... I know I'm jumping ahead. I know I am. I'm sorry.
If
Try
you
and find...
answer a question I've got you later on, I've written down that I want to discuss, I will not be happy.
Try and find things in your life that give you dopamine hits that aren't scrolling.
Such as? I know you've listed some already, but...
Playing guitar, for me. I love it. I always feared as a teenager I'd never find a girlfriend because the feeling I get from certain chord progressions is like out of this world. Like, I cannot describe it. I was trying to... so I'm very fortunate. As we're recording this, I'm going to see Tommy Emmanuel, who's an insane guitarist tomorrow. And yes, I had to bring it up in the podcast. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. Absolute, look him up. Tommy Emmanuel. He will blow your mind. I was saying to Soph how I was driving back from an open mic night I played yesterday, and I was crying, which I never do, listening to one of the songs. The melodies in it and the harmony that he does in the song is just crazy. And I said the only way I can maybe describe this to you is after you've had a long day and you have a hug with your significant other. That's probably half as much as I feel about this. It's like, I can't describe it. It's so good. So... And you saw how passionate I got about it.
Yeah, I can feel it. I hope the people listening could as well.
I don't feel that after social media. That is a continued feeling for me. If I get to play guitar, I get to hear something that is just amazing. I'm absolutely there. That is as happy as you will ever find me. Other ones could be doing a sport, participating in a group activity, going out, hanging out with your friends. It's like all of these are good activities that provide dopamine releases, are stimulating, that aren't scrolling.
Yeah, exercise.
And they feel productive.
Yeah. I agree, absolutely. So scrolling will make you feel worse because it tricks your brain for a quick sense of reward. Yeah. And then you come out of it and you realise you haven't achieved anything. And then you're living in that distorted reality that I mentioned.
Yeah.
But it probably increases stress, doesn't it? Because if, say, depending on the content you're absorbing, like at the moment, at the time of filming, there is a lot of stress between the US and Europe and the invasion of Greenland.
Imagine when this goes up, both America and Greenland have been demolished.
Yeah, and we're already at war.
We're already dead. This will go up anyway.
Yeah.
As long as our servers still exist.
Absolutely.
The microbes will be watching.
That's going to keep you, that's going to increase your stress and your anxiety because you're absorbing information that is going to evoke a response, which is going to keep you engaged, which then means they're going to give you more of it, which is going to then increase your anxiety and stress again. So it's just this constant feedback loop from hell. Yeah, my algorithm a lot at the moment is to do with the news. So that's definitely something I
don't watch it.
Acknowledging.
I don't trust it.
No.
Which is really bad. But I just don't, because they're all competing for the same thing that all creators are competing for, which is attention. How do you get attention? Well, it's been tested many times that negativity sells more than positivity. So they're going to profit off the fact that they're promoting negative news, which then is only going to inspire other people to do more negative things. Like the guy that shot Charlie Kirk will have got that idea from knowing that assassinations happen, and he will have got that from somebody else, and he would have watched content on it. It's like you can learn everything you need to learn about everything negative in the world using scrolling.
Yeah, I think you're right. It's important to try and cleanse your algorithm in many ways, but even then you're still at the mercy of the algorithm and the content and the creation. But you are right, it does lead to almost like a warped reality as well. If you're constantly consuming negative information because they know that's what sells, then you're going to be living in this warped reality. You'll likely have a heightened sense of stress when it comes to interacting with maybe a certain demographic, if that's what your feed is feeding you. You're just going to be living this slightly out of touch reality because your life and your reality is based in your phone as opposed to out in the real world, which leads me into my last point, is loneliness. You know, if you're feeling bad after scrolling, likely because you're maybe watching people live a life, have exciting moments, do things with other people, and you're sitting there and watching it on a screen. You know, it's physically disconnecting you from people, whether that's just sitting down for dinner and you're sitting and scrolling. You've gone over to meet your family and you've got your phone out. You are disconnected both physically and mentally from the people you're with. There's no authentic experience in that. There's no deep connections. Even interactions online likely make you feel isolated because it probably just reinforces the fact that you're by yourself.
Yeah.
What I worry though is the effect on attention. So the attention span of the younger generation. Because social media is reducing our attention span.
I want to push back.
Tell me why.
I want to disagree.
Okay.
People have short attention spans for things that aren't good. For example, all short form content as the thing is pretty bad on the whole. It's like, even if there's a nugget of wisdom in there, the very fact that it's framed in a short form thing and you can just scroll on to the next 5 things, you're not going to remember it afterwards. Fundamentally, the whole idea of it is flawed. It's not productive. It's just a dopamine milker, if you like. You get milked for your dopamine.
Nice image.
Long form content is much better for that. You can actually, if you watch a piece of long form content, you could probably say who you've watched or what the video was on. Short form, I could ask you, what did you watch 5 short form videos ago? Nobody knows. Take it one step further. Like, I'm a short form creator fundamentally, and I hate myself for it because I can't tell you who I watched 5 videos ago. Nobody knows my name. They're subscribed and they don't know who I am. It's like, if that doesn't show it's completely meaningless and a waste of time, I don't know what does.
So, but you don't think that excessive social media use is reducing attention span?
No, I think, well, short form is, but I wouldn't say it's reducing it in terms of it's impossible. For example, Mr. Beast posts long form videos that get insane watch time, and that proves that people have the attention span capacity.
Yeah, but it's reducing it on average. So on planning for the episode, research confirms that excessive social media use significantly reduces attention span. Recent data from January 26 indicates that the average attention span on digital screens have plummeted to approximately 47 seconds.
But that's because the content is bad.
This phenomenon is driven by the brain's adaptation to rapid high-reward stimulus, often referred to as popcorn brain.
But if you removed all short form and everything was long form on social media, you'd see it immediately go up. There'd be an immediate jump.
Yes, but that's the point.
It's not because the capacity isn't there for it. It isn't actually lost. It's just what they are choosing to consume is short form, so it looks shorter.
No, I do disagree. I think points you're making are valid, but I think the point you're landing on is incorrect. People's attention span is getting worse. It is, because you ask someone to stay focused on a project, people don't have the ability to stay focused on deep research, meaningful research anymore.
The project isn't gripping enough. That's the problem.
No, I both agree and disagree, but sometimes you have to be doing research on things that aren't interesting.
But the attention span for that has always been the same.
No. Studies are completely disagreeing with you. Attention span is dripping.
Wow. I'm willing to take on the scientific community. He's typing away. Boss man's typing away.
Yeah, but you are right in the sense that attention span can still be used and utilized, but when people have constant access to rapid information, it reduces their ability to stay focused. So the best way to remove it is to absorb different forms of information, whether that's long form, whether that's reading, whether that's podcasts, whatever it might be. Declining attention span. Research by Dr. Gloria Mark in UC Irvine shows the average attention span on digital screens dropped from 2.5 minutes in 2004 to approximately 46 seconds by 2016.
That makes sense.
Popcorn brain phenomena, coined to describe a mental state of scattered thoughts and jumping attention. Popcorn brain is driven by social media's high-speed content that habituates the brain's constant stimulus. This makes slow, real-world tasks like reading or long-form work significantly harder. Impact of short-form video, a 2025 meta-analysis of 71 studies, roughly 100,000 people, found that strong association between heavy consumption of platforms such as TikTok, Reels, and Instagram Reels, and relates to poorer cognition and specifically attention and inhibitory control. I cannot pronounce that.
Yeah, it's very interesting.
Strategies to cope. Digital fasting. Research shows that attention can improve by 32% after just 1 week of a digital detox.
Attention improves after 1 week of a digital detox.
Yep. By 32% on average.
I reckon you could lower the barrier to entry on that just by saying instead of full digital detox, you just remove short form content.
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't think.
But then that's off all social media platforms except for YouTube.
Which is how it should be anyway. I don't think any other should exist.
So there's monotasking, avoiding task switching, like checking notifications while working. It can actually take up to 25 to 25 minutes fully to regain focus after one single interruption.
Crazy.
Mm-hmm. Scrolling can make you feel worse, not better. I think we've gone into that at quite some depth.
Sorry. I go deep.
Why?
It's just more pleasurable.
Am I lazy or just mentally overwhelmed?
Neither. I think people just use the path of least resistance.
Expand on your thoughts. Provide scientific backing.
Lazy means you are unmotivated to do anything. That's not true, because it comes around to food time and you will eat something if you're hungry enough. If, laziness, or am I overwhelmed? Overwhelmed is maybe another way of saying overstimulated. And when you're overstimulated, you have paralysis because there's so many options.
Do you think laziness is apathy?
What does
or related to apathy? Apathy, just no emotions towards it. Just completely void of emotion. So
I think apathy is a symptom of laziness. I don't think it's the cause.
Okay, yeah, I think you might be right. Signs of might be laziness is if you are feeling apathy. Yeah, okay, I'm with you there.
That would be that's where I jump first.
Okay.
I think the path of least resistance is the one that your body naturally chooses the most efficient ways to do something. So if there is a way that I can get quick dopamine, or I've got to try and organise a group of 8 friends to meet up so we can have a nice chat, and that's once a month, it's like, well, I want dopamine now, therefore I'll just go to you just go straight to the scroll. Humans just take the path of least resistance.
I think the reason people are asking this question is because they want to know if something is not necessarily wrong with them, but if they're just lazy and it's something they need to work on, or whether they're overstimulated and maybe there's an issue to be fixed there, because maybe if you've got persistent exhaustion, like overwhelming, like too many responsibilities, shut down, freeze, all of these could be signs you're mentally overwhelmed, you're burnt out. And people might be experiencing these symptoms and be like, oh my God, I'm lazy. Which might be those people that we've spoken about before, which are the high achievers. If you're sitting there going, oh, I'm exhausted, I can't get up, I can't do the work that I need to do today, I'm feeling really stressed, I've got unexplained headaches, I can't seem to shower or get out of bed. If you're a high achiever, you might be like, oh, I'm just being lazy. But I think it's really important to try and differentiate between the two for both reasons, because if you're lazy, sort it out. If you're mentally overwhelmed, sort it out, but with more empathy.
Yeah.
So you just got to reflect. You got to ask yourself, how long have you felt this way? Why are you feeling this way? Is it affecting everything or just certain tasks? Because if it's certain tasks, you might be being lazy. But if it's everything, you might be burnt out.
And this is actually exaggerated by YouTube, I think, with short form versus long form, is you have two completely different audiences. You have the audience that is after the feeling of them being productive in the moment versus actually doing something. And then you have the long form audience, which is there for a reason and they're there for a purpose, and it's to learn something, it's to get a different perspective on life. It's to encourage them to think deeply about a topic while they're listening and watching the deeper piece. So I've built a short form audience. As soon as I post long form, nobody watches it. That makes complete sense to me because that's not why they're there. The people who are there for long form are able to think deeply about things and can get engrossed in something and find value in something that is over a longer time period.
Okay. So what would you suggest to people that maybe are in this feedback loop of trying to understand if they're lazy or overwhelmed, mentally overwhelmed?
I wouldn't think about it. That's an irrelevant thing to do. Just do things in your real life. Do things not on your phone. And if you can't slow down the craziness of your brain, always coming up with new ideas, always thinking about something, then you're probably overstimulated. If you can sit in a room with nothing going on and find that as the most pleasurable thing to do, you're just lazy. That's how you'd identify it. But it's a waste of time. You need to just fill your time doing things that build a better future for yourself.
Mm-hmm. Do you know a term I found as I was doing the research for this episode?
What did you?
Is a question. Why can't I focus like I used to? That search has increased in popularity. I don't have any percentages, unfortunately. But that search has increased in volume over the last few years and has been accelerated by COVID. Why can't people focus like they used to? Sad. Sad that that's a real life reality. It comes back to similar what we're saying before, which is people's attention is being harvested. Attention spans are being reduced. And it also bleeds into other factors we've mentioned both on this episode and other episodes, which is, if you've got stress, you're not sleeping very well. You've got poor circadian rhythms, you're not in control of that. Could be underlying issues like ADHD, anxiety, depression. But there's loads of factors of why people can't focus like they used to. It's just sad that has increased with rapid popularity.
Yeah. And the ironic thing about that is they would have searched that up and the essays and answers that they find will not have grabbed their attention, but the first video link on that topic they will have clicked and be back in the scroll hole.
Is that because that's their fault or because that's what the algorithm wants us to do?
Both. It's at what point do you have to say it's the individual's fault because they ultimately, nobody is telling us you must go on social media. It's all our decision. It is.
Oh no, I agree. It's just people don't like to hear that
Well,
because
fuck
then
'em.
it implies that
I'm swearing now. Yeah, take that, world.
You don't ever swear. You
I know.
hate swearing, which is why I don't know why you're friends with me. I swear all the time. But
I believe I can fix you.
you can't. You can't. But yeah, like you are right. It is both on both sides of the story, but people like to blame an outside source. You know, social media is too engaging. It's designed to keep me trapped. Yes, but you also have free will and the ability to go, oh, I don't want to open that. I get it. It's addicting. We are all likely addicted to social media. But there's definitely rules and little wins you can implement in your life to avoid getting trapped, to go into the scroll hole, the doom scroll. You just got to be aware of it. You got to have the cognitive resilience to not get trapped in something that is trying to constantly grab your attention. And it's easier said than done because, again, it is designed to keep your attention. The brightest minds in the world have been poised with that question, how do we keep people's attention? But now people are starting to ask, why is their attention dropping? Why is their ability to perform difficult tasks becoming harder? This is why.
Yeah, and we're just going to get dumber and dumber and dumber until people who don't have an attention problem rise up and beat us all down.
So one thing that happens when people go online and go on social media is there a subtle but profound mood shift.
Expand.
People might be feeling quite grounded, quite calm, had a good day. They go online, they feel a little bit more anxious, a little bit more on edge, a little bit more depressed, a little bit more envious. They might leave feeling more positive, inspired, grateful. They might. But why does our mood shift after being online?
It's influence, isn't it? You're being influenced by the things. Part of it's comparison. Part of it is, if you watch somebody do what you've always dreamed of doing and they're just doing it and it's not even a consideration for them, it's like, I want to be that person. I want to be doing those things.
Comparison culture. So it's rife on social media.
Yep.
What are the issues with comparison culture and social media? One of the many, but what's one? It leads to feeling of inadequacy. It lowers your self-esteem.
I think it makes your real life uninspiring.
Yeah, because you're only seeing people's highlight reel. You're only seeing the best bits from their life. Most content is designed to be, I was going to say inflammatory, but it is.
Inflammatory, yeah.
Like, it's designed to be inflated and highlight the best bits. There's a few. There's still loads of content out there that's grounding and earthing and based in reality. And don't get me wrong, people's mood can shift after being online from being low to being positive. There are profound positive shifts that can be found. But unfortunately, most of the time, it's negative. And a big part of that is the comparison culture. Because you compare your behind-the-scene moments that no one ever sees to these perfectly curated moments that have been posted online.
Yeah. I mean, well, also there's people who genuinely have lives that you're envious of, where even their most boring day is more exciting than your own. Like, how do you live your life knowing that?
Yeah. And then, because we've seen that, we can't then not see it, unfortunately. Sometimes we get trapped in just being drawn into it. It's also a fear of missing out as well, isn't it? If people are feeling somewhat isolated and lonely, going online and seeing all these cool, fun things that other people are doing, you might be like, wow. And it just emphasizes that emotion you were maybe subtly feeling, but brings it to the forefront, like right into the middle of your brain. You're like, oh, damn, yeah, now I feel lonely again. Wonderful. Thank you, Instagram.
Yeah.
Do you see any profound positive shifts that could happen from being online?
Yeah, I mean, it's opened up so many jobs and careers, but it's all to contribute towards the problem. It's like my job is literally contributing towards the problem. I've wasted 250 something million people's time. Like that as an idea is mental. But I think one month I had 250,000 hours of watch time. Like 250,000 hours. I can't get my head around it. I think it's 80 something years in 1 month people watch me for.
It's crazy when you put the numbers out like that, isn't it? It just really drives home how much people spend time online.
But I'm rewarded. I get paid for it. It's like, so now I've got to do it more to earn more.
Yep.
And like everyone is trying to do it, and everyone's trying to get to the point where they can earn money off social media, all the while destroying people's lives.
Yeah.
Crazy. Absolutely crazy.
So I see positive mood shifts for people that are maybe consuming inspirational content, relaxational content, meditative content. I still think it's a double-edged sword. There's still going to be the availability to get stuck into the scroll hole and to get lost and to have the dopamine system hijacked, of course. But if you are maybe engaging in fun, light-hearted, humorous, inspiring content, you might feel a little bit lighter after a slight toe dip into the scroll hole. You're not fully sending it down the hole, but you're just looking over the edge. Exactly. Like, dipping your feet in the shallow end.
Flicking the tip.
Splashing around. What?
I was just vibing off what you were saying.
I said nothing of the sort, my friend.
I was thinking about vaginas.
I'd like to say you're never, not normally, but you are.
Always.
Are we addicted to our phones, or are we just conditioned?
We're addicted to our phones. Plain and simple. Well, we're not addicted to our phones necessarily. We're just addicted to constant dopamine. So,
addicted to a habit?
I think part of it is muscle memory. I think I've mentioned it before. It's very rare for people to shift around their home screen layout. Maybe when you get a new phone, but other than that, and you hate it for the first 2 weeks because you can't find anything on your phone. Like, your social media apps are in the same place. So your thumb knows. So it's just going straight there. Like, you open your phone to do something, your thumb it knows where to go. Like with guitar, if you repeat the same thing over and over and over, you can eventually have a conversation while playing it, right? And you don't need to think about it.
Wait, I learned Boulevard of Broken Dreams by Green Day when I was 14. I can still play it now.
Nice. You can show me after the pod. I'm excited for that.
It's 4 chords.
So?
I don't know what they are. I just know where they go.
Grandma's claw.
Yeah. So are we addicted to our phones or just conditioned?
I think we're addicted.
You think we're addicted? Okay.
With a nice dolloping of conditioning on top.
I wonder if it is the correct term, addicted, though. Maybe it's compulsive, habitual, or problematic.
If somebody's addicted to heroin, we say they're addicted to heroin. They take the heroin, and then they get a chemical release. We take our phones, if you like. We pick up our phones, scroll, we get a release.
Mm-hmm. So you think we are addicted? Okay. I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm not saying you're right. I'm just curious. I'm exploring the thoughts with you.
Do you think we're addicted to our phones? Or do you think it's conditioning?
I think it's both. I think both have a part to play. Like we said previously, it is conditioning because we have been... Life has been designed for our phones to make it more optimal, to keep us engaged, to show us what will keep our interest for as long as possible. We're conditioned, like you say, to open the apps and go straight to where we think we need to go. However, I would say we are, I don't know if addicted is the right word, but it's the closest that comes to it, because maybe there's a lot of people that if they tried to do that digital detox we spoke about for 1 week, they might have withdrawals. Maybe that's anxiety, irritability, stress. I don't know. But there is now a phenomenon, can never get that word.
Phenomenon.
Thank you. Known as, I got it in my notes here.
Gnomes.
Nomophobia.
Nomophobia. Great.
Yeah. So people again withdrawal symptoms. But
I got withdrawals from YouTube Studio when I deleted it for my trip in Wales.
And did you get anxiety and stress, everything, for not checking?
Yep. Shaking.
Were you?
Always trying to keep myself busy. Shaking my legs. I was like,
wow.
What's going on? What do? I need to think of something. I actually turned to food, funnily enough. I started eating more. Because I was like, I need something in my hands. Because I didn't want to look at my phone was no longer interesting.
Yeah.
So I only use it for 3 or 4 things. And all of them are related to YouTube.
Yeah. Well, it's ironic, isn't it, that so many people have the most expensive item, arguably, in their life in their pocket. We can do the same things with a cheap phone. What you really need a phone for is just keeping in contact with people. That's what it's designed for. But we could be addicted because each notification, each like, each message is a dopamine hit. You're bing, ooh, what's that?
Yeah.
That's why you should just be lonely. That's why you should have no girlfriend, no friends, and you'll never have any dopamine. Wonderful.
Or just no phone. I think we're going to see a big no phone movement.
There's a lot of people that are switching to having grayscale simple phones, aren't they? So that way there's no enticing nature to the phone. It is simply a communicative device.
You've got to make it cool, though, for it to take off in society. And it's very difficult to make something boring the new thing. Because everyone would think, yeah, I'm going to do that new exciting thing where I have a grayscale phone and everything is all retro. And then you've got it and then you're bored.
Yeah. Why would it bore people? Because they haven't got the constant dopamine response.
People don't know how to fill their time.
Does rest feel uncomfortable for people?
Yeah. Because we've never been trained to do anything other than either watch TV or watch our phones. If you take a TV out, or everyone's TVs out of their houses, and you take everyone's phones out of their hands, what are they doing with their time? They will get annoyed at each other, they'll argue, they don't know what to do.
So rest feels uncomfortable for people.
Yep. Board games are the solution.
I agree, I love board games.
Board games are so good.
My favourite card game is Exploding Kittens.
I've not played it.
Great game.
Sounds messy.
It's not.
No?
Great game.
Jolly good.
Highly recommend. But yeah, rest does feel uncomfortable now for people. I think you're right. Probably because modern life and chronic stress have rewired our nervous system to to relate constant activity with safety. So if maybe we're not constantly stimulated, something's wrong. Something's not right. If I can't immediately pacify myself, something's wrong.
Yeah.
I think, like you said, when people get bored, they used to find ways to fill their time, whether it's connection, whether it's board games, whether it's learning, reading. Whereas now, we're not bored anymore. Bored is something to be avoided.
Yeah.
Why would I be bored when I can sit and scroll on my phone?
People aren't interested in day-to-day life. It doesn't have enough pizzazz.
Unfortunately, life is at a pizzazz deficit. How would you inject more pizzazz into
I wouldn't. You need to just change people's expectations and tolerances.
What do you mean by that?
Life is what life is, so you can't change that. And actually, if real life was as exciting and stimulating as social media, you would be exhausted constantly. You need to... It all comes down to the individual. If you want to change your life, you need to change your life. Nobody's going to change it for you. That works for social media, it works for business, it works for your social relationships, it works for your family relationships, it works for what you eat, it works for your diet, it works for your gym goals, it works for everything.
Accountability, is that what you're suggesting?
Yeah. If you had to have a skill more than anything else, accountability is probably number one.
Consistency?
It starts with accountability. How are you going to keep yourself consistent if you don't hold yourself accountable?
How are you going to be accountable if you're not consistent? So I'm just being a dick.
Yeah, you are.
Okay, so you're suggesting that people just need to hold themselves accountable to take ownership of their life, understand that life maybe doesn't have as much pizzazz as it does in social media, but if anything, that's not a negative, that's a positive, because it means that you can inject pizzazz in your life wherever you want to, rather than searching for someone else's pizzazz that's going to highlight your failures and your inadequacies. You can find pizzazz to inject into your own life.
Or it just gives you a break from the pizzazz, if we continue to use that word.
I am, yeah.
I used it once.
Yeah, and I doubled down. I quadrupled down on pizzazz. Poor pizzazz.
Who's always made fun of at school.
Yeah, it's a difficult word. The amount of times it'd be like roll call or like taking roll, and it'd be like James, John, Pizzees. It's pizzazz. You know, like, had a tough upbringing.
Yeah.
So I just thought we'd give him a break.
Nice. Give him a quick shout out.
You're welcome, pizzazz.
Is there a pizzazz Zoom fast in the class?
Pizzazz Zoom Fast.
Mm.
You give him a surname?
Yeah.
Zoom Fast.
Yeah. What would you call his surname?
I feel like pizzazz is just singular. It's one name.
Oh.
Like Cher.
Yeah, that's pretty strong, actually.
Yeah, this is it.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like you don't need to water it down.
Mm.
What's your first name? Pizzazz. What's your surname? Don't have one. Just pizzazz.
It's pizzazz. Pizzazz.
Yeah. Okay, so if we're talking about people and taking accountability, regarding social media and attention economy, is being overwhelmed a personal failure then?
Regarding social media, yes.
Why?
Because you can put your phone down at any time. If you were addicted to anything in life, what would people say? You need to cut down on that. What is the first thing we do when people are depressed and overwhelmed and anxious? It's not, okay, no social media for you. That's not the prescription. The prescription is take this medication. But keep doing the thing that's damaging you. If you're taking heroin, nobody's going to say, oh, take this because it counteracts its effects, but you can continue taking the heroin. It's like, you don't do that.
But you understand there's a big chemical part that comes with addiction.
Yes. So you have to taper off it. It's like stopping a drug. You don't just hard stop. You slowly taper it off.
But coming off any sort of addiction is extremely challenging.
Yep.
So labeling it as a personal failure might then, for some people, might be a positive because it gives them a negative fuel to use. But for some people, might be extremely self-deprecating.
You need to find something else to fill your time with that is productive and fulfilling. Because then you won't want to go back.
Mm.
Like, I've recently started playing way more guitar than I was before. And my God, I don't... Like, if you gave me the choice now, play guitar or watch social media, I'm playing guitar 100% of the time.
Nice.
It's like, once you've found that thing, like, just do it. Loads. Like, you've got a new dopamine thing and it's healthy. And it's productive.
Is it too much of a good thing? Too much of a healthy thing?
I do worry about this in my relationship. Am I just too good for my other half?
I'm telling you now, you're not. Don't worry. You can forget about that worry.
I do worry that she's had so much exposure to me. It's like, is she having too much of a good thing?
Yeah, I can tell you now. Don't worry about that.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You're fine.
Okay. Fine's pretty good. That's a pretty good compliment from you. I'll take that.
Fine.
Yeah, I'm doing fine.
You can put whatever sort of emphasis on that word you want, but I said fine. Pretty monotone as well.
Yeah, I'm fine. If F is for feeling overwhelmed, and I is for I'm not alright. Great song by Kyle Hume.
Never heard of him.
Great guy.
Okay. Is being overwhelmed a personal failure?
Yes. you're flawed.
Completely personal failure, or is it there is outside sources in there as well?
There's outside sources. There's also cultural influence, as in if everyone in your friendship group has a phone and watches social media and they're all laughing about a joke that they saw, like a meme, like, and you didn't watch it, you're the outcast.
Mm-hmm.
So there is that cultural pressure. But it's still on you to be headstrong and be like, yeah, but I don't need that in my life. So what? I missed out on that joke.
So it's a yes, but is what you're saying.
Well, only to extend the answer. Really, like if you just want a clear answer, like yes, it's your fault if you're overwhelmed.
But that's from what I know of you, and for anyone that hasn't watched this episode, is you are very all on, or any episodes, you are all or nothing. So is it a personal failure? Yes, because for you, you're very cut and dry. Whereas I'm a little bit more lenient, for better or worse. But I would say there are other outside factors, like you mentioned, that are going to have an impact on that. So is being overwhelmed a personal failure? You definitely have a part to play in it, arguably the lead role to play in it, yes. But there are also outside factors that you can address, acknowledge, and move past. But you are only going to address, acknowledge, and move past them if you accept the leading role and the personal side that comes with it.
Have
if
accountability.
you put the victim, yes, if you put the victim mindset aside and work on it, you'll likely have a better outcome than anyone that adopts the victim mindset.
Yeah.
But you're wrong. What do you think happens to your sense of self if you're always online?
I don't think you have one. You don't know who you are. You're trying to find like different personalities and things to attach yourself to. I don't think you've got a good sense of self. Anyone who says go find yourself isn't suggesting that you go on social media. It's expecting you to go and experience the world.
Could you imagine if it was? Go find yourself. Oh, yeah.
There I am.
It's me.
Yeah.
Okay, so it fragments the self, social media.
Yeah, I think you can actually... I think it's not only does it stop you finding yourself, any sense of self that you do have, you will start to lose.
Funny you say that. In 2026, psychologists and researchers categorized the state of being always online as a significant shift in human identity, often referred to as the emergence of the digital self. So it is a shift from identifying with yourself in reality to then identifying online, and the two are not the same. So it is funny you're saying that, because there is a different perception that's happening. I would say you do somewhat lose your sense of self when you're always online, because you're likely then absorbing other people's metrics. And if you're absorbing other people's metrics, you don't know yours, which means you don't know where and how you want to navigate life. So it's going to distort your sense of self and distort your self-worth, because you might be navigating under someone else's ideals or someone else's values. You know me, it always comes back to values. But it's true. If you don't know your values and then you're adjusting it from what other people have told you their values are, and you've just adopted them because you don't know any different, how are you going to have a strong sense of self, a strong identity? I'm asking you, I'm not. So what happens to your sense of self when you're always online? I said it fragments.
Yeah, it gets depleted. I think where the social media platforms want you is at zero sense of self, because you're going to go looking for it.
Yes, I would agree with that.
And where do you look? You look at social media.
I think what's interesting about that as well is it both makes you look and also seek. What I mean by that is, look, you're going to try and find sense of self in other people, but you're also going to seek validation. So you're going to post your content out there trying, oh, is it this? Is it that? Is it this? What gets more likes? Maybe I need to adjust because that got more likes, and maybe that's who I actually am. You're going to seek that validation, aren't you? It's that fantasy self that you're presenting. It's that digital profile that you're creating, which might be so different to who you are as a person, and the values that you have and the identity and the autonomy you've created. It might be so different from this online persona you've created.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I think your perception of yourself fragments, it distorts your self-worth, it will disconnect you from like your physical body as well. Probably just means that you just have poor emotional processing.
Yeah.
But hey, who are we to say, right?
What do we know?
So I suppose my last question that I want to jump off, similar to what we were suggesting there. Do we live more for ourselves or for an audience now?
Oh, that's difficult.
It is. And I don't think there's one answer, and I think it's nuanced for each person. But do we live more for ourselves now or for an audience?
Gen Pop lives more for themselves, meaning their algorithm is tailored towards them, and therefore they're just like their algorithm is a mirror. For people who make social media content, they're living for the audience and doing what they think will get the views, not reflecting their life.
Because they're at the mercy of... Well, I suppose it depends what content they're creating. If they are niche down, well, I suppose even then, okay, so I'm arguing against myself in my head, which isn't very helpful for anyone listening.
It's really interesting, though.
I was going to say, well, it depends on the content they're creating, because if they're like travel content, they're just going to niche down on that travel content. But how are they producing that content? What does it look like? Because there might be one style that gets more views than the others. I'm like already arguing against myself. So yeah, maybe people that are content creators are living more for an audience than in reality. And maybe if you're more in the consumer, you are living more for yourself. However, if you are more of a consumer, if you're more of your attention is being harvested than the average person, you might also be living for an audience because your attention is being devoured.
Whoa, you need to eat some food.
God damn.
It sounded like a hurricane flying over.
Oh, airship.
Nope.
Not a hurricane.
Not an airship.
What is it?
It's an aeroplane.
Oh.
Airship.
I mean, I thought of hurricane as in like the actual whirly-turly.
Whirly-turly. Do you know we get more tornadoes per square foot in a year than America does?
Do we? I didn't know that.
Fun fact.
I didn't know that.
Ours just aren't as vicious as theirs.
You ever seen a tornado?
Have you not?
No, I'm saying have you?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, terrifying.
In the UK. It's not that terrifying.
My stomach, goddamn.
My goodness. I really hope you don't explode.
Could you imagine? Just takes off.
Ejector seat.
Yeah. Yes, I have seen a tornado. I saw it in the US, so it's a lot more impressive.
Nice.
Yeah.
More scary.
Well, I was in the middle of a national park in Pennsylvania. It started changing, and I wasn't sure what to do. This guy came up to me and went, like, what are you going to do? Like, this the storm's coming. And I went, honestly, I don't know what to do. I've never been in this setting. It's like, well, you got two options. Either you can stay here and you ride it out and hope for the best, or you drive like hell. I was like, I think I'll drive like hell. I was like, okay, yeah, good idea. And honestly, as I was driving, it got bad and like wind and wet and everything.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, everyone was in the mall. Everyone. It was packed.
So is the mall the safest place to be in?
It was, yeah, because it was the biggest building.
Is it the sturdiest building though?
It was, yes. Any closing thoughts, my friend?
Take control of your own life. Hold yourself accountable for the things that you do. Don't blame anyone else. And you'll be all right.
Final word for 89.
Yes.
Well done.
Get yourself something to eat, sir.